Tua signs with the Falcons. Atlanta makes huge day one moves in free agency.
I'm finna jump, man. What's going on, bro? I'm fucking sorry as hell, man. Man, it's all right. It happens every year, bro. Man, this shit rains, bro. Every year, all along. Man, the 300. Man, the world. I'm sorry as hell. Let that ass go. Man, he just bad. Man, somebody had to win. I gotta hit. Somebody had to win. I gotta hit somebody. What's going on hit? I'm finna jump. Let his ass go.
My savage. MONEYMANE and the thing of a T and playing no games. Should I already know my name when I speak in CC Flame. Got my YouTube poppin', man. Like, subscribing, everything in between. You already know MONEYMANE. You already know my
Welcome back, my savages. Hit that like button, subscribe, and share, and tell your friend about the Dirty Bird Savage. And we back on this day one of free agency. And do y'all feel like, bruh, on that video just then, do you feel like you want to jump off the ledge? Do you feel like you want to jump off the cliff? Are the Falcons making good moves? The Falcons have made 8 free agency moves at the time of me making this video, man. And the biggest one, y'all already see the title, y'all see the thumbnail. Tua is that thing. Now I'm going to tell y'all, man. Welcome to Kevin Stefanski's Sabotage 2.0, man. I'm telling you right now, I don't know how y'all feel, but I told y'all over a month ago, I'm going to keep saying it, that Michael Penix's career in Atlanta might be over just because they signed Kevin Stefanski. But I also told y'all that Michael Penix was going to have to learn how to play under center and learn his offense in probably less than 2 months. I know the players say he ready, he good to go, he'll be ready for week 1, but the doctor didn't say it. And then we ain't seen him on the field taking snaps on the center, running Kevin offense. So that's why I said I don't know. It was a big toss-up, but I remain optimistic, you know what I'm saying? But the Falcons done made a move signing Tua. Now, what this means is a lot of people saying that Tua just a one-year thing. Tua just gonna fill the gap. Tua just this, trying to resurrect his career. Now, I'm here to tell you the other way. I'm here to tell you the otherwise, that Tua, if he play good, which is possible because in this weak division that is the NFC South, the Falcons could easily win this division and make it to the playoffs, just like they could have last year if they win 1 or 2 games, go their way. But at the same time, I'm telling you right here, man, this is what happens when you have a coach that cannot develop a quarterback, man. You have this so-called open competition at the quarterback position. And I ain't trying to rhyme, but it always on time. And I'm telling you like this because I ain't lying. This is what gonna happen, man. The Falcons still need to sign a third quarterback. They ain't even talking about that. Now, with signing Tua on this $1.3 million deal that ain't finalized yet, but they can still trade for the guy in Chicago, the backup over there in Chicago, or they can go sign another cheaper quarterback, whoever that is, from free agency, or they keep Easton Stick or whatever his name is. They keep him on the roster and just re-sign him. But I'm telling you right now, it ain't about to be no open competition. It ain't. If the Falcons bring in that Tyler guy from Chicago, if they trade for him, or even if they draft a quarterback this year, which I don't think they're going to do, but if they do draft the quarterback this year, it's going to be a competition between Tua and whoever the other quarterback is. Michael Penix is not in the conversation. I'm telling you, man, until we see him on the field and Kevin Stefanski believe he can run the offense, which I don't think so, because I seen it in Cleveland, bro. I'm telling you, it's the same scenario, the same exact script, the same playbook that Kevin Stefanski did in Cleveland. He doing it here in Atlanta, man. He doing it here in Atlanta. He go sign a vet because he can't develop a young quarterback. Now, y'all believing in Michael Penix. That's good. I believe in Michael Penix too. But with this signing of Kevin Stefanski becoming the head coach, I already knew what was going to happen. That's why I created this channel. The day after the Falcons signed and said Kevin Stefanski was a new head coach, I created this channel because I wanted to follow this circus. I knew it was going to be a circus, and the circus just starting. I'm telling you right now. So be prepared for this roller coaster. Don't get your feelings hurt up in the bunch, because the Falcons going to end up making Tua the starter. He going to play good, and then they might end up signing to a long-term contract. Maybe, maybe not, because I still think regardless of what happened, unless Tua had this team winning 10 games, win the division, and win a playoff game, I think Tua a 1-year deal and Michael Penix is a 1-year deal because they're going to draft a quarterback in 2027 draft. That's just my opinion, but that's what I think going to happen because what's going to happen is they got to pick up the 5th-year option on Michael Penix this season. They got to pick it up. If they don't pick it up, then he's going to become a free agent after next year. I'm telling you right now, man. I'm telling you right now. Get ready for this circus, man. Get ready for this circus. Now I did my little spiel. Now let's go ahead and take a look at these other signings. Then I'll jump back on Tua in a minute. But y'all see right here, man. I like what the Falcons did, though. I like what the Falcons did outside of the quarterback position. I like what the Falcons did for a signing. They got 2 receivers and a tight end. Austin Hooper came back. Dotson came, and then Zacchaeus came back to the Falcons. All them 2 of the players, Austin Hooper and Zacchaeus, already had played with the Falcons early in their career. Now they coming back with Matt Ryan being the president. He already know these guys. He done threw football to them. And like I told y'all, I thought the Falcons were going to get David Njoku, but he probably was asking for too much money. And compared and seeing what they done did with these moves in free agency, I can see why they didn't go after David Njoku because I told y'all, Kevin Stefanski like to run a lot of 2 tight end sets in this offense and these closed tight formations. And 2 tight ends, one that can block and go out there and catch the ball is necessary. Not saying Kyle Pitts can't block, but he more of a receiver more than a tight end, but he built like a tight end, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? But then so they went and got a kicker. I ain't arguing with Nick Folk being the kicker and finding a punter, man. They went and got some veteran players at that position because that was one of the main concerns the past 2 years, probably even 3 years with the Falcons was the kicking game, mainly the field goal kicker. And now you got both of them. You feel both of them boys. I don't know about signing the punter for 3 years, $9 million, but neither here nor there. You know what I'm saying? So it really don't equate to a lot. And then they got Christian Harris right here, a linebacker they just signed in the edge rusher, Cameron Thomas from Cleveland. Now, Cam Thomas, he really ain't did too much up there in Cleveland. He just came down here to help out to fill that void with James Pierce leaving because we don't know what's going to happen to him. I think, we got an update on that story, so stay tuned for that. I need y'all to hit that like button, subscribe, and share, and tell your friends about the Dirty Bird Savagery. But I think he comes in just as a depth player. I don't think he coming in to fill them shoes because, like I said, Cameron Thomas, he didn't really do too much up there in Cleveland. He just like a place filler right now. And Christian Harris, I don't know too much about him, but they needed a linebacker because I think Caden Ellis is gone. So Caden Ellis is gone, so now they got to get a linebacker to replace him and Christian Harris. But like I said, I don't know too much of nothing about him.
This just comes down from NFL Network insider Cameron Wolfe. You ready for this? Kevin Stefanski gave Michael Penix Jr. a heads up before signing Tua Tagovailoa. Sources told Wolfe Tua versus Penix could be a, quote, open competition. Y'all let that sink in, okay? Kevin Stefanski, according to Cameron Wolfe on NFL Network just now, this just happened, gave Michael Penix Jr. a heads up before signing Tua. Sources tell Cameron Wolfe of NFL Network Tua versus Penix could be a, quote, open competition. I have one gigantic question about that. What if Penix isn't ready?
I'm going to tell y'all right now, Michael Penix ain't ready. That's the whole point of why they signed a Tua, because they don't want to go into the season with Michael Penix not knowing the offense, not running on the center because he ain't practiced all season because he's still rehabbing from the injury. That's number one. Number two is Tua, I'm going to be honest. I think he's going to fit this offense to a T because he's accurate and he's not throwing deep balls. I know everybody keep talking like the Falcons going to go vertical. This is not a vertical offense. I'm going to keep telling y'all this is not a vertical offense. This is a dink and dunk type offense. If you follow me on my other channel, you heard it from one of the defensive players himself that played in Cleveland. He said that they got tired of running that dink and dunk offense. He said that out of his own mouth. A player that actually played under Kevin Stefanski this past season. So I don't want to hear it. But I'm telling you right now, man, it's going to be a lot of out routes, a lot of slant routes, a lot of curl routes, a lot of go routes to open up the underneath stuff. It ain't going to be nothing too big and deep. The only thing I can tell you right now, Drake London might be under 1,000 yards receiving, but it will be a beneficiary that the biggest winner out of this hire is Kyle Pitts if they don't trade him. But he is the biggest beneficiary out of this whole situation is Kyle Pitts, because I'm telling you, man, Kevin Stefanski offense loved the tight end. He loved the tight end in his offense. So Kyle Pitts being that unicorn, as long as they don't trade him, he should have over 1,000 yards. I'm calling it right now. But I'm telling you, man, Bijan gonna make this offense go. Like I told y'all earlier, if the Falcons have consistent quarterback play, they will win this division. And I think Tua gives the Falcons that consistent quarterback play at the position so they can win this weak division, the weakest division in the NFL, man. I'm telling you right now, it ain't going to take much to win. Now, that don't mean Kevin a good coach, and that don't mean Tua is the quarterback of the future. It don't mean none of that. But I'm telling you right now, they don't believe in Michael Penix. I tell you that. I definitely know that. Kevin Stefanski sabotage 2.0 is here. And y'all don't want to believe me, but you're going to have to see it with your own two eyes. I know you like Michael Penix, but I'm telling you right now, the days might be numbered.
But this tells me they have not given up on Michael Penix. This too is clearly not a long-term solution.
Man, cut the light off. Like, honestly, and this is in no way a disrespect to Tua, but if I'm already dealing with Michael Penix, who has knee issues and injury issues, I don't want to have another quarterback in my quarterback room who health, injury, and safety is a concern. I want a quarterback who I believe I can count on, a quarterback who can do some of the things from a physical standpoint that maybe Michael Penix can't do because of some of the injuries. And I know we keep talking about having two left-hand quarterbacks. Man, I don't care if they throw the ball with their forehead, right? You need them to be healthy. And we're saying that he could fit into some of the things that Tommy Rees can do. Mike McDaniel built his entire offense to help Tua Tagovailoa be successful. The reason he got the deal for over 50 plus a year in Miami was because
But this tells me they have not given up on Michael Penix. This too is clearly not a long-term solution.
Man, cut the light off. Like, honestly, and this is in no way a disrespect to Tua, but if I'm already dealing with Michael Penix, who has knee issues and injury issues, I don't want to have another quarterback in my quarterback room who health, injury, and safety is a concern. I want a quarterback who I believe I can count on, a quarterback who can do some of the things from a physical standpoint that maybe Michael Penix can't do because of some of the injuries. And I know we keep talking about having two left-hand quarterbacks. Man, I don't care if they throw the ball with their forehead, right? You need them to be healthy. And we're saying that he could fit into some of the things that Tommy Rees can do. Mike McDaniel built his entire offense to help Tua Tagovailoa be successful. The reason he got the deal for over 50 plus a year in Miami was because everything there was perfect for him. You want to talk about yards after the catch? Nobody did that the way Tyreek and Jalen Waddle did early on in Tua and Mike McDaniel's tenure. I don't love this. I don't believe this is the right decision. I believe not having a quarterback in that room who you can count on from a safety and injury standpoint was not the move.
But this to me is a backup quarterback signing. I mean, that's really what this is how I look at it.
Now, that one of the biggest concerns I got is Tua health. We all know Tua had them concussions the last couple of years down there in Miami. And I'm telling you right now, he only one hit away from being in retirement. One more concussion, and I think Tua is going to be in retirement because it's going to be too dangerous for him to take another shot to the head. If y'all didn't know, the brain is not covered by the skull, it's around fluid. And so when a concussion happens is when that brain hits the side of the skull on contact or movement from anything. Really, if it hit it hard enough, you can get concussed. Now, we all know about CTE, but it's a whole different video. Now, with the Michael Penix situation, let's just say Tua do start, which I think he will start week 1 and up until Kevin Stefanski get tired of him or he start to lose and play bad. Here come Michael Penix. This is Michael Penix's chance to take the opportunity and seize the opportunity back from Tua if Tua starts to play bad. I'm telling you right now, this how I might set up. Don't expect to be an open competition because it ain't. Don't expect Michael Penix to compete for the starting job. I don't care what the media say. I don't care what they coming out of Kevin's mouth. I'm telling you what they're about to do. So if Michael Penix end up getting a chance during the season, he gotta seize the opportunity. I'm telling you, he gotta take it. He can't leave it up to chance. This is your only year. How many other games he gonna have where he gonna be able to play? This is his only year to show Matt Ryan, Ian Cunningham, Arthur Blank, and Kevin Stefanski that he is the franchise quarterback, and re-sign me and let me lead this team. He gotta prove them. He gotta prove it to him, man. Because I'm telling you right now, the way it's projecting and the way it's heading, they drafting the quarterback in 2027.
Listen, the reality is that we all know that Tua can play, but the bottom line is that his durability is a huge question mark. He was never the same since that vicious concussion that he suffered against Cincinnati. And then obviously you have to prioritize him throwing in a clean pocket, trying to evade pressure as much as he possibly could. When he can stand out there and take pictures before throwing the football, that brother's one of the best with them. But they know if you put a hat on this brother, he's going to get rattled. And as a result of that, it compromised their passing game. His arm strength was compromised. He couldn't even throw the deep ball the way that he once could. I'm not trying to tell you that he can't be a quarterback in the National Football League in terms of his talent, but his size and his inability to withstand the physicality that is thrown in his direction, I think says a lot. I actually thought he should have retired a couple of years ago because of the physical punishment that he can't endure. And I think that when you look at him, it's sad almost, because he'll stay in the NFL. Somebody will pick him up because he can throw the football. But the reality is that you can't really rely and depend on him because he just can't take that punishment. That's not his fault. It's just the reality of the situation.
Now, we got Matt Ryan, before he became the Falcons president of football, talking about Tua and how bad that he can't play in bad weather. Because Tua came down here in the dome and beat the Falcons, dropped 4 touchdowns on them, and here Matt Ryan.
Open the roof.
Yes.
It's been cold and rainy here in Atlanta. What was the weather Sunday, Zach?
It was cool. It was misty.
Cold, windy,
rainy.
and rainy. What's the bugaboo on the Dolphins?
That they can't handle.
They do not take the show on the road, right? Cold, rainy, windy.
But last I checked, Mr. Ryan, that roof was closed.
Open the roof.
Yes.
If you look at the Atlanta Falcons, right, and how they're built, Michael Penix is out.
I feel like the show just started now. Go ahead.
Right? So if you're the Atlanta Falcons and you're playing against the Miami Dolphins, who played in Cleveland the week before, the week we were all talking about how bad they looked, right, and how disjointed that offense looked. It was cold, it was windy, and it was rainy in Cleveland. And that's kind of been the storyline of the Dolphins since Tua has been there, right? The inability to play in poor weather. And then on top of that, if you're the Atlanta Falcons, your starting quarterback's out. You've got Kirk Cousins coming in. What is the strength of your team if you're the Atlanta Falcons?
Got to run the rock.
Run the football. And your defense, right? Coming into it, the defense was highly ranked. So, if I'm looking at it, I'm thinking about all of the factors that you could put into it to give yourself a chance to be successful if you're Atlanta, right? Don't give them any hope. I would have opened that roof. I would have let it get wet. And I know they're big into, the fan experience and creating a great environment for the fans, but I think you got to give the fans a win. I think that's the most important thing you can give the fans is every opportunity for your team to be successful. And I don't know. I would have opened that roof. I would have made it ugly for the Dolphins. I would have given them no hope, try to make it as difficult as possible. So I think they missed the mark on that one.
Now, like I said, that was Matt Ryan before he became the president of football for the Falcons. But he's right, man. Tua playing in the dome now in Mercedes-Benz, he probably got an advantage. You know what I'm saying? I don't know exactly who their opponents is when they play home right now at this moment, but I'm telling you, he's going to have an advantage. Now, if he split those games as far as home and away, if they win at home, he play good, and he play bad on the road, then you might end up seeing Michael Penix if he is ready. That's not saying just Michael Penix's knee is ready. He got to show increasing development of learning the playbook and playing under center. That's what I'm talking about, being ready. So I'm just telling y'all right now, man, Just be prepared for the circus and the foolery.
Signed Tua Tagovailoa to a 1-year contract, Carl.
Look, here's why I'm at on this. I hope look, from a Falcon fan standpoint, I want to win. And I hope he comes in and can help us do that. My concerns do not change. My reservations about signing him do not change. But if this is where Matt and Ian want to go, because, and understand why, because Michael Penix may or may not be ready at the start of the season, we need to have somebody that is. This beats the alternative of going with an old guy. But there are still health and safety concerns with Tua Tagovailoa that you have to be real with. And the fact that it's a 1-year deal, great. I know many of you will be like, okay, look, he's just going to come in here, and this is just in case, Mike, break glass just in case. This is not, in my opinion, a long-term solution, but it might be. Because if he comes in here and balls out, Mike, and all of a sudden looks like a different guy with Bijan in the backfield and he's connecting with Drake, and all of a sudden, Jahad Dotson looks like a star, what does that say about Tua? So I necessarily, and again, the smallness of Tua, I'm not a big fan of that at quarterback. That's just where I'm at. But the bottom line is, remember, the Dolphins gave him the bag to be the franchise guy, and he didn't live up to it. So this is his second chance. But if you're asking me right now, like, was this the guy I was going to go with? I said at the beginning of the day today, no. But the Falcons have made that decision to do it.
Well, the good news is he's cheap. He's very inexpensive. He's going to play somewhere between $1.3 and $2 million to pay him because he's on the league minimum because the Dolphins.
Yeah, because he's sitting on a pile of money.
He's on the hook, but they're on the hook for his salary. All I'm saying is, guys, two ways of looking at this. We could have had Joe. Would you be more excited if we were talking about Joe Flacco or Tua Tagovailoa? Because I was thinking, I was of the opinion it was going to be Joe Flacco. He'd start for 4 or 5 weeks, and then Penix Jr. will start. Two things. You could have an open competition if Penix is, healthy enough. We don't know that.
And, Mike, can I raise my hand? I'd be okay with that.
Right.
I hope you guys are okay with that. That's not me not wanting to see Michael Penix successful, but wouldn't you feel better if there was a competition? And it didn't matter, Mike, who they were going to bring in. I wanted this to happen regardless. If he's healthy, to your point, I would love to see that, but I don't know if that's going to be this.
Right.
I'm telling you right now, you do not want that. You want them to name Michael Penix the starter from day one. It's gonna be a debacle. It's gonna be comical, laughable, rib tickling, chucklesome, irrational, arbitrary, waggish. It's gonna be straight up stupid to have an open competition that's not gonna be a competition. Just because they saying it don't mean it's gonna happen. And the Falcons ain't said that, if y'all noticed. The Falcons ain't came out and said that yet. And even if they do say it, if it come from Matt Ryan mouth or Ian Cunningham mouth, I might believe it. But if it come out of Kevin Stefanski mouth, I'm not believing it. I'm telling you right now.
Now, again, we got two left-handed quarterbacks who can't stay healthy, basically battling for the starting quarterback job. But the other way of looking at this, and I don't think the Falcons are going to cop to this because I don't think, as you said, Stefanski wants to come in here and have another losing season, but they may have different visualization of what this season's going to look like, and the best quarterbacks and maybe the future of this franchise is playing college football in 2026, and he'd be available in the 2027 draft. Just thinking out loud. Just real quick. He had Jalen Waddle. He had Tariq Hill. He had A-Chain, his 1,300-yard rusher. He had an offensive genius who's no longer there as a head coach. I mean, everything was in place for Tua, and they bet on the come despite the concussion situation. He's missed a ton of games, as you guys know. I get it. He is always one hit away from his career being over. But I still think for all the options, Kyler Murray would have been my number one.
Okay.
Flacco, 2, and then this would have been my third. So we'll see. But it does certainly not exactly get the fan base fired up. We did a poll question. It's active right now at Dukes and Bell 929. You guys can check it out. Right now, roughly 60% of our audience say no. 59% say no. 41% say yes. You can vote at Dukes and Bell 929.
Because I think those folks have the same fears and concerns that I do. I mean, look, and again, if he comes in and helps us, Mike, and when I say that, understand, if Penix is not ready and we start the season 3-1 and Tua is the leader of that 3-1 start, give us a chance. Let's not start the season behind the 8 ball because we didn't go out and sign a guy that was capable. So I respect Coach Stefanski and Matt and Ian Cunningham, our general manager, Mike, for at least saying, hey, we are not going to start the season with somebody who can't take snaps under center. We at least have that. Okay, great. From that perspective, I totally get it.
But I'm not sold on Tua, guys. I've said this. He's not an elite guy. He's a guy. That's what he's been.
He got benched late in the end of the season.
Now I'll tell y'all like this straight up, man. I don't know. Kevin and them could easily come out and Kevin Stefanski, Ian Cunningham, and Matt Ryan, I said this before, could have easily came out and said, Michael Penix is our guy. We committed to him. He's going to be ready. We're going to try to get him ready for week 1. Or even if he's not ready for week 1, we still believe in him. It's that easy to commit to a quarterback. All you got to do is come out and say it. They ain't never come out and say and back Michael Penix not one time. And I told you I was worried about Michael Penix when he put out that IG post, because I don't know if he heard something or he knew it was coming that his career might be over in Atlanta, because he ain't get the backing from Matt Ryan. He ain't get the backing from Ian Cunningham at the time. They ain't had no GM. And he sure enough ain't get him from Kevin Stefanski. And I told y'all, man, neither one of them that's in the front office now that's controlling this team for the roster, they did not draft Michael Penix. It was already a shock to everybody that Terry Fontenot just had signed Kirk Cousins to a $180 million deal. And then with the 8th overall pick, you go draft a quarterback that you think you're going to develop and have sitting waiting. So I'm telling you right now, man, if Michael Penix don't get healthy fast enough, he's not playing this season. Especially if, like they say, Tua start taking off and winning, it's over with. It's a done daughter. It's a done deal. They drafting the quarterback in 2027 unless, like I said earlier, Tua take this team to the playoffs and win at least one playoff game. Then I think he get a bigger deal. Now, with that being said, I don't know what happened with Bijan Robinson and Drake London. I don't know what happened to their money if Tua balls out and wins the Falcons the division and a playoff game. I don't think the Falcons let him walk. I'm just being honest. Michael Penix will be gone, but now you got to pay Drake London and Bijan Robinson. So Drake London might end up getting the franchise tag, and then Bijan might end up, they're going to exercise his 5th-year option. So 2 years from now, then when they might have to pay Bijan, or they're going to franchise tag him before they can pay him. And then we're going to see what happens then, man. But I know this is a long one, but I appreciate y'all for coming. Hit that like button, subscribe, and share, and tell your friend about the Dirty Bird Savages. Like I said, we got a James Pierce update coming soon, and then I'm going to make another video about Tua just for him and all the other free agents that the Falcons will sign. You know what I'm saying? Because this is just day one. This is just the beginning. So I need y'all to stay tuned. Hit that like button, subscribe, and share, and tell your friend about the Dirty Bird Savages, and hit that notification bell so you know when I go live, because I will be doing a jersey giveaway, a Bijan Robinson jersey giveaway of the new Falcon jersey after I hit 1,000 subs on this channel, man. But I appreciate y'all. Y'all already know what time it is.
My savages! MONEYMANE in the thing of a T and playing no games. Should I already know my name when I speak NCC flame. Got my YouTube popping, man. Like, subscribing, everything in between. You already know MONEYMANE. You already know.